everyone to Circle Debate, Cage My IQ, and the Wrestling Delorean New Japan show. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. The host of Divas One I've been seeing, of course, with my other host, man, the man with the IQ that Vince McMahon never had, not even Gato, nobody else, but he is back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while because he's been on hiatus, but now he's back. Mr. IQ himself, Dan Baker, ladies and gentlemen, Cage My IQ. What is up, my brother?
I'm psyched. Of course, we have the New Year's. It is 2023, and what the best way to kick it off than to preview Wrestle Kingdom. Let's go.
Oh, man, let's fucking go, baby. That's right, bro. What is going on with Championship on the line? That is right. What is up? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today kicking off 2023 for you guys. Hope everybody had a fantastic New Year's weekend. Maybe some people have day off today, but we're here today to give our predictions for Wrestle Kingdom. But before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, we got two things that happened one that happened 24 hours ago, and then recent reports. I know the dirt sheets you guys don't like. We don't like the dirt sheets, but we're going to give our opinions if it does. But first, let's start off, of course, with Noah's New Year's Eve. Oh, my God. Can we just say that this event was fantastic. Top to bottom, the card was great, especially for, the GHC World Heavyweight title, killing NAOMI and Keno. That really reminds me of Okada and Naito at their prime, like the first time they ever faced each other. And their feud has been great of what I've been seeing, what I've been reading, and I give them credit. Marufuji and Kenta, the return of Mariken. Good to see them against, Nagata, but otherwise, the card was great, but this was the main event that we've all been waiting for. Man, the fantastic entrance that Nakamura had, of course.
Old school. It brings up when he reunited with, what's his name, Lee Edwards Jr., I believe his name is, who did it in NXT and early days of SmackDown. Loved every minute of it. I loved the white cloak that he wore. I just loved everything about the entrance coming back.
Oh yeah, it was great. I loved it. Just the whole, and then the white robe, and then just seeing, the crowd going, oh, when he took off his robe, the black and red tights that he had, and oh man, this match was great. I really enjoyed it. I expected Muda to win this match, man, but then Nakamura with the win. I love the whole fact that Nakamura countered the mist because he got missed twice. He was gonna get missed 3 times, but then he grabbed Buddha's breath and missed it back out of him, and then hit the Kinshasa, and that was it. And were you surprised, baby? Break it down for us, brother.
I was surprised because when you saw him pull him close, you're like, what is he doing? And it's like this whole 5-second thing. And then you notice that, oh shit, he's kissing him or something like that. And then I had to next level thinking, I'm like, is he trying to take the mist away from him? And all of a sudden you see him push him off, and then you got that pause for a second, and then boom, you see Muda go to run at him, and then he sprayed him with the green mist. And then everybody's like, oh my God. And then he hit him with the Kinshasa, which is a nice after effect of hitting him with the mist. And then he fell down on him 1, 2, 3. It was just, everybody was in shock.
I was in shock too. Did not expect that. I don't know if you missed the aftermath press, the post conference. I didn't see much of it. I know I saw Muda just saying, thank you to Nakamura, and that was it. But I didn't see Nakamura as one. But
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. It was great. For people who hasn't seen it, go back and look at this match because this was. It opens the doors, and I'm hoping that WWE could consider doing these type of more matches more often. And it's funny because they mentioned in the English commentary that the last time they allowed this was when it was Sting Marufuji's anniversary. That's when Kenta, I think it was Kenta Marufuji, I believe, was 1-on-1, right? I think it was for that 20-year anniversary, something like that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things floating around there because of the fact that to make this happen, they had to kind of talk to AEW and Tony Khan because he's going to be working his last match with Sting and Darby Allin in a couple of weeks. So this is kind of a thing where Noah's working with AEW and now WWE. And apparently Tony Khan was like, yeah, sure, why not? This is a thing on Great Muta. It's not on the promotions. So it was greenlit from that, and then of course Triple H greenlit it with Nakamura right away. That'd be cool if they worked with them in the future. But it was
Oh, yeah.
a great thing, and it's kind of uh, ironic that it happened with Kenta on the show as well, being as he worked in both WWE and New Japan, and he's
Oh,
done like a spell on AEW. So it's kind of funny that he was on the show as well. Like we kind of overlooked the fact that he was there too.
that's right. That's very, very right. Very true. So I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward for the future from Noah. I'm really happy they had a tremendous year
Yeah.
2022, and hopefully 2023 they could do something big. And besides what Mura's final farewell, but seeing the future for them, and especially with Kiyomi being the right out of the face of Noah
Yeah.
being the world champion, and so we have to wait to see. I think I'm curious to see what's going to happen after when Mura's done. I know Mura's still in charge of the booking somehow, so I
Yeah.
know that he's still going to be around back behind the scenes, so he's not going to be in front of the camera. So I'm
It
excited.
could just be a thing like Jushin Thunder Liger where he retired, but then he still does commentary and whatnot.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind this either. I mean,
Yeah.
Mura's great, man. Mura's great. I'm happy for him. All right. Now we're going to get into the news that we heard today. And that is, of course, Naomi possibly showing up to Wrestle Kingdom along with Sasha Banks, which we already saw earlier. 24 hours ago, I think they put a trademark Monet Banks. I don't know if she's going to use that. But I don't know if
she has 5 like things that she put in for trademarks. It was like Monet Talks. You got the Monet Statement or Bank Statement, something along that line. You got Mercedes Monet, and there's 2 other ones that she's put out there, of course, and she should be there. Of course, there's been talks. We haven't seen her. They haven't like taken pictures of her showing up, but apparently Sasha Banks showed up last week, and because she's still contracted to WWE, I don't think they could do any of that stuff to her. So now would be the time they could do it. But just like you said, today they put out a thing that Naomi is going to show up at Wrestle Kingdom, not as a guest, but she was just on her own accord. So who knows if she's just there to assist Sasha Banks as like a friend, or she's there for another reason, and she's going to be doing the same route as well because they both left at the same time. Are they both doing the same thing? But there hasn't been talks about that. Maybe she's there to showcase herself in the backstage somehow. We don't know. But because there hasn't been any talks of her contract, if she's still under contract, or like Sasha, if it went up at January 1st as well. We don't know any of that, but I'm just going to go right now and say maybe she's just there to support Sasha at the moment, because until I hear anything else, that's what I think she's there for.
Agreed. I'm with you on that too. I feel the same. I feel that she's going to just be there to support her, maybe having a vacation for her because, like we haven't heard anything from her as if she's released. Nothing at all whatsoever. I mean, if she's there, I'll be shocked to put the camera on her. I mean, because we haven't seen Naomi at all on any, like, maybe like in the basketball game, fine, but
when they both did the New York City where they did the Fashion Week. That's the last time she was on camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that. Yep. So, I mean, we'll wait to see. I'm looking forward, man, which we're going to get into it now, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is time for the predictions of Wrestle Kingdom. Oh, my God. This is going to be... Oh, I can tell you that this... Look at this, man. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches that are happening. Oh, man. This is really...
such good shit.
It's good shit. I tell you that. Yes, this event is going to be
wonderful.
And it is going to be wonderful. So we're going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to break it down, but we're excluding the exhibition match, which is basically to break it down for you guys, which is me take away this banner very briefly. If you see in the bottom, is Bolton Oleg versus Ryohei Iowa. I believe I'm not pronouncing it correctly.
Oiwa.
Oiwa, there you go. Oiwa. So if you want to break it down to everyone, who is Bolton Oleg? What is he all about?
He's a guy from Kazakhstan with the freestyle wrestling background. He has a little bit of sambo as well. He came in, joined a team, New Japan. I believe it was what was it called before that? I'm trying to think of the name before that. Something brand. It was a Japanese name, but they changed it to Team New Japan. He's done the amateur scene for the past couple of years. Of course, Yuji Nagata is a big advocate of him. He thinks that he could go out there and turn pro right away and not have to do the young line stage because of where he's at. And of course, Oleg looks at his idols as being The Rock and Brock Lesnar, with the Lesnar having the wrestling background as well. It remains to be seen how he does here. This would be a good test for him. He's a big bodied guy. I'm wondering how he fares in this, how he does if he actually goes to the young line stage of a New Japan wrestler, or if he gets to just skip that and wrestle with everybody to start out with it. That's something that I'm questioning now to see after this, see what happens after Wrestle Kingdom. But that's really all that I have on him, really, per se. Like, he did very well on the amateur scene. He has a background. You can find a lot of his stuff on Google. Just Google his name. There's a lot of videos of him doing the amateur freestyle scene. And it'll be cool to see how he does. But, the last wrestler to go this route was Yuji Nagata. So, yeah, on Team New Japan. So, if he's anything like his advocate, he should have a great career.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing this Bolton Oleg guy. So I'm looking forward. All right, let's get into the cards. I mixed it up here because I don't know if it's in order. Maybe it is in order, but I'm still going to mix it up regardless.
Yeah.
So let's get into, of course, we're going to get into the KOPW. And, of course, they introduced a championship belt. As you can see right on top of us, that is the new belt for the KOPW title. So the trophy here in the middle of us is no longer going to be there. It's obsolete, deleted. And now they have this. Give us your thought on the self, and who do you think is going to be the last four heading to New Year's Dash for this prestigious belt coming up?
Well, they finally listened to Shingo Takagi, of course, when that to me that was a 6-star match. Him and Taichi on the 19th of December. They had a match at was it Tamataichi or Tamataichi. They had a 6-star match for the KOPW. He voiced his displeasure of it not having a belt. He wanted a belt. He said that at the time he was not going to be on Wrestle Kingdom unless they made a trophy into a belt, which they just did. But we still don't know if he's going to be on it. I'm going to assume that he will. But I love the fact that he wants the importance of this because, of course, we go a year. Last year, he was in the main event. This year, he's not even on the card. And with a wrestler of that importance in Shingo, he needs to be on the card every year. But for me, I'm going to say with this match that the 4 people are going to be Shingo, of course, Toriyano. I'm going to go with... I'm always going to say Chase Owens because of the last 2 years he's come in first. So I'm going to go with the same streak. And then maybe somebody that isn't, that we're not thinking of. Oh my God.
I don't know who else I really think that could go after.
I'm going to go with, what's his name from the Strong Hearts? Seema. I'm going to go with Seema.
Oh, Shima? Okay, you're going to go with Shima. Okay. So that it could be... I know Shingo's going to be in there for sure. Toriyano, yes. Maybe I'll choose Chase Owens because they need a Chase
Yeah.
Owens to be on that.
Yeah.
And I hope they include him. Why not? Aaron Henare. I'll choose Aaron Henare.
Ooh.
I like that. I want to see Aaron Henare involved in this.
I want to see more of him in 2023 in a championship match style. Like, of course, he won a lot of matches last year in like the multi-man matches, getting the pin or submission for the teams. I want to see more of him in one-on-one action.
Yeah, I do. Me too. I mean, he impressed us throughout the whole 2022, especially for the G1. He did a fantastic job. Even in the World Tag League, he did a good job, and he just keeps on impressing me every time, man. Like this guy could deliver. Aaron Henare. I hope we get to see him maybe in this picture. You never know. All right. Now we get into the next matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, of course, for a six-man matchup here, six-man tag team matchup. Of course, this is more Antonio Inoki's tribute. Because you have majority of his students here. Which you have Yuji Nagata, Satoshi Kojima, Toei Makame versus Tatsumi Fujinami, which I'm surprised. Minoru Suzuki and Tiger Mask. I think this is the last ending. I wouldn't say more for Kojima. He's still in a picture with Noah. Maybe from Makabe and Nagata, but I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen in the future now that we got the Suzuki Gun broken up. The last month, it's already done. They're all going to separate ways. So I don't know what's next for Minoru. Is he's going to have his, world tour retirement? That's what I question. I'm wondering what's going to happen after this match. But me, I got Fujinami, Minoru, and Tiger Mask winning. And it's, for me, shocking to see Tiger Mask teaming with Minoru. You really don't see that. That's where I'm shocked. Normally they're like, right across from each other. But now you have these guys teaming up, which is like, what? This is an odd team. But I'm excited. I think, and then hopefully they do a great tribute for Antonio Inoki. And I think it's going to be fun to see. And I'm hoping to see what's going to be announcements after that. What do you got, Bickley?
I'm going with Fujinami, Suzuki, and Tiger Mask. I think they win it. I think when you look at it on the left side, Yuji Nagata has been wrestling less and less. Kojima has been in Noah, and Togi Makabe has done a lesser schedule. He's still there every now and then, but it's been of a lesser degree. But then you got a big name in Fujinami. You got Suzuki and Tiger Mask who have been wrestling more of a bigger, meatier schedule. You want to keep them looking good while also having a guy of that famous in Fujinami win as well, because he hasn't wrestled. And this for him, I think this match is just to honor Aoki. I think it would be the right thing to have them win the match. Yeah. But I hope it's a good match. I don't think it's going to be long. I think you might see everybody get their spots in just so they can have their shine and then put on a decent, short match.
Indeed, I agree. And I hope Minoru might get the pin. Or Fujinami, I think, because we haven't seen Fujinami in quite some time. I think he was there last year, though. I think he wasn't for that KOP Battle Royal, I think.
Yeah.
He was, right? I think he was. But either Fujinami or Minoru is going to get the pin. And the question is who? Probably Nagata's going to get pinned. I say Nagata gets pinned. Yeah. But I mean, it is Nagata. Oh, what's going on, Kofi Weaston?
What's going on, man?
Yes, we're live kicking off 2023 with a banger after banger. But yes, speaking of banger, let's get on to this other six-team matchup, and that is, of course, you have Shota Umino, Tanahashi, Keiji Muto, who we just talked about, great Muto, but two different personalities. You have Keiji Muto, who's also retiring, and you have the Muto retiring. So there's two different people. Personalities, excuse me. Same people, different personalities. So
this is the original one, and then the one that was the Noah was the one that took over the mantle after him.
That is right. And of course, we have LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón, as they will be teaming up again. Of course, Tetsuya Naito, Bushi, and Sanada. Who do you got on this one, Bakley?
This one's nice. Of course, shout out to Bot Shots. I was on their show a few days ago to do Wrestle Kingdom preview, and I said on there that I think that Shota, Tanahashi, and Muto get the win, and I think you're going to see dissension in LIJ. And like me and you have been saying this all along, Sonata and Taichi. I need that tag team, and now that Taichi's not attached to Suzuki-gun, we've been getting the teasers for the past month between the two of them, month or two. Could it happen? You had Yoshihashi put out the statement that, hey, I thought that he did better with Taichi than he did with Naito. And Yoshihashi thinks that Naito's hindering Sonata's career as a tag team. So maybe you see like a dissension where it causes LIJ to lose. And either Sonata makes that movement to leave LIJ or maybe Taichi joins LIJ. I don't know. Like, there's going to be something. But I think Muto gets the pin on Bushi in this match. But you're going to see a lot of great moments. I'm excited to see Shota Umino on the card. If everybody doesn't know that this is Red Shoe's son. He was basically John Moxley's young line, basically. Great moments a few years ago in the G1 Climax on the post-match media with them too. And he's coming to his own on Excursion in Rev Pro. He's done a little spell in AEW. Now he's finally back, and he can finally showcase himself with the character of like the Japanese Moxley, basically. Yes. I think he's going to have a great showing here. Tanahashi, we knew that he was coming down from the main event scene. This is a perfect way to do so. You got Keiji Muto, his last match. I want to see some of the good movements of his. And then LIJ, they've been a constant in Wrestle Kingdom. But I think that this is the time to where they need to do something with Sonata, like I said. And like everybody has something going on but him. And he's such a great character. And it's crazy to say that a couple years ago, he was in the finals of the G1 Climax, put on a banger, then went to Wrestle Kingdom, had a banger with Evil, and now he's resorted to these types of things where he's not doing much. He wins the U.S. title, breaks his orbital bone, has to release it, doesn't win in his rematch. It gets turned into a triple threat, and then has sporadic like showings afterwards. So I want something new from him, and that's why I'm picking against LIJ.
Indeed. A shout out to Botch Spots and Chair Slots. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you for tuning in. I'm with, man, every word you said is on point. I mean, yeah, especially more versus Sonata. I think this should be his year. I think something different. Maybe this could be the end of, I want to say the end of LIJ. They just brought in Titan. Yeah. So I feel that Sonata's going to be the one who's leaving. And I think the way how you put it, I would not be, I'm holding myself. I want Taichi to show up and just tell Sonata, man, fuck these guys, man. Just come with me. Let's start our own faction. And Sonata walks out on LIJ during the match and just goes with Taichi towards like the ring entrance, like, and just stand there with him and like, you know what, let's go. Oh my God.
Well, just think they had the same the same guy that trained him.
And who they're wrestling right there, the guy who exactly Keiji Muto. So it's like, oh my God. Or even what about even Keiji Muto could literally have Taichi come out with them, maybe the aftermath, and then you can see Muto be like, you know what, this is my team. Muto managing these Sonata, and oh my God.
Jesus. Give me what I want.
You gotta give it gotta give it to us. I swear that would be sick if we see that. If we see Muto after his retirement, he can still be involved somehow, managing role, like we see Gato. He could be managing Taichi and Sonata, and they make their own faction. Imagine they could do that, alongside getting people from Noah, to be like, hey, make a 4-man faction, but two from Noah, 2 from New Japan. Oh, that'd be a killer.
And
Oh,
why do I, and then random thought, why do I feel like Shota Umino in this picture looks like a younger version of Tanahashi?
he does. He does. He does like a younger version. You know, and Shota Umino could fit very well with LIJ too because of his character. He could fit very, very well to join that allegiance. I wouldn't mind a swap. And something tells me too that I don't know if you noticed Tanahashi's, you know, as of recent late, how he's been acting. He looks like he's going heel, man, because the one match that really got me, okay, this guy literally hit a woman, was when it was the Stardom show, the New Japan Stardom show.
Yeah.
Like and you could tell by his haircut and his personality, he's becoming more like, he's reminding me of
crazy.
Crazy. He kind of reminds me of Liger, but he, you know how he becomes Kishin, Thunder Liger. Kishin Liger. So maybe we could. Maybe this is a new era that we see Tanahashi going heel. I mean, we don't know. A lot of things need to happen for 2023 New Japan, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. To the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championships, Lio Rush and Yo versus United Empire, TJP and Francesca Akira, as they'll be defending their titles. And man,
catch 2-2.
Yes, catch 2-2. I wanted to give a shout out to Rush and Yo because they did an amazing job in the Junior World Tag League.
Oh yeah,
they were on a losing streak if you notice in the beginning, and then I don't know how the hell they just came back up and won the whole thing. I really wanted Austin, Ace Austin and Chris Bay to win it. This would have. Oh, I wish they could have got it. Oh, so close. It was a great match though, but I wish they would have been involved. But unfortunately, they're not. So now we have.
It makes you think if there's a bigger picture for them in Impact, since that's where they're signed in, and maybe the good show in Impact saw him and was like, okay, we got stuff for you to work with, because they kind of, I wouldn't say they have a depleted tag team division there, but they definitely need tag teams in Impact. So it's like, what would he have done had they won that and then challenged Akira and TJP? But I want to give them applaud because they put on a great showing as well. And
yes.
that match in the finals was just great. I enjoyed the whole thing between all 4 guys. And then, of course, it's like, I looked at Leo. I'm like, okay, why did they pair him with Yo? It's because they're trying to replace Show and how he was with Yo, who's more of like a slower paced, methodical, quiet guy, and Leo is loud, fast, electric, just like Show is, and it just worked. The personalities just worked in this, and with a match like this, it's like, okay, I can get with this. And I want to mention the fact that on the 22nd, 23rd, Akira came out and attacked Yo after 2 matches, and we've seen more of the personality and the aggressiveness of Akira, them trying to showcase him. So with that, it makes me feel like they want to have a catch 2-2 win, and of course, it's all about building United Empire. I feel like the last 2 years they've had every member lose in Wrestle Kingdom. It's like they have a dominant year, but lose on the big show. And I feel like it's going to change this year. A fun fact here that United Empire is made up of wrestlers in 7 different countries. That's 7, right. Which is crazy. And because they technically list TJP from the Philippines and not the United States.
Good.
Which is nice. And I think they get it done. They got a lot more as a tag team in the future, whereas I think this is just like a put together tag team in Russian. Yeah, we might see it a little bit more in the future, but I think Catch 2-2 wins this.
Yeah, this got to be United Empire's era. I mean, we saw the last one when it was the finals of the World Tag League. A lot of majority of them won their matches, like in the card. even
except
in
for the shocker, but we're talking about that later.
Oh my god! But even in the Stardom show too, I think was it the Stardom show? I'm trying to remember what show. There was another show that they won most of their matches too.
Yeah.
But I feel I'm with you. United Empire. This should be their year. Don't get me wrong. I like Rush Yo's team, but I think they're gonna put a banger match. And I think But TJP and Akira, like you even mentioned, Akira been aggressive. And, even him telling Yo, like, he's going to turn your back on you. You better watch out. Like, trying to get into Yo's mind, like, hey, you got to watch out for Lio Rush because he's going to turn his back on you.
Yeah.
And you can't trust him. Like, and then you see Yo questioning himself and looking at Leo like, no, I'll never turn your back on you. Like, and I like that, BC. That's the type of, aggression like you mentioned of Kira to give. And I feel like he's going to give that. And I hope he gets the pin. And if he gets the pin, that'll be the highlight for him in his career on being in a big stage of Tokyo Dome. So I'm with you too. I got them winning. They retain, and maybe we could see them down the line versus Chris Bay and Ace Austin. I'm hoping we see a Bullet Club and United Empire soon. A feud coming soon. Crossing their paths.
I got a lot on that later. So
all right, I'm excited. All right, and then of course we do have the finals of the New Japan World Television Championship match. Of course, we have Ren Narita, who I chose my Rookie of the Year from last week awards. He's my Rookie of the Year because he deserves it. He's been a phenomenal and very, no pun intended, AJ Styles, but phenomenal athlete who's been impressing me throughout this whole tournament of the television title. And, man, beating such big names. And, yes. And, of course, Zack Zombie. He's never disappoints.
Yeah.
But man, Bailey, who will be crowned the first ever New Japan World Television Champion? Ren Narita or Zack Zombie Jr.?
Well, first off, let me pat myself on the back for getting the finals right.
Yes, you did. Mr. Prediction got it right, man. You always, every New Japan show that we do, Bailey's on point. He has gotten everything correct.
And first off, I'm just going to say, I think Ren Narita wins this. I think he is going to win the TV title. I think with Zack Sabre Jr., he's not with Suzuki-gun anymore. There's going to be a little bit of a journey to see where he goes. Maybe he's focused on the main event scene now. Maybe it's Zack Sabre Jr. time now. It's time for him to shine. But I think in this role, it's going to be to be that big name to put over Ren Narita because of their styles. I like the styles. You got the Son of Strong style. You got Zack Sabre Jr. more the technical submission style. It's going to make for a great 15 minutes because that's how long the match is going to be. Mm-hmm. I love the concept. I said on botch spots and chair shots. We love this 15-minute time limit. We love how it makes the match go. Every match in the tournament has been fire. And you gotta kind of have to speed up your the way you think and the way you do the moves and put on a match, and it makes for something great. And I think Ren Narita gets it done with the roll up or pull up, because that's how it seems like Zack Sabre Jr. gets beat, is by schoolboys or roll ups out of nowhere. And Ren Narita becomes a big name after this. He's the TV champion. He doesn't mind going on strong on New Japan or anything else. Whereas I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. wants to focus on New Japan shows and Rev Pro. So that's why I'm going with Narita.
Hell yeah.
Very. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Narita wins it. I hope we don't see a coin toss in this, because this will be the first time it does happen. But I don't see it happening. But I see Narita, of course, winning by the last minute, either like how you mentioned, a roll up or his, or his finisher. Of course, he pin could be it. And then we see, of course, Shibata comes out and introduces him to, gives him the belt, raises his hand. You've grown up, you graduated. Now you're, this is your first ever, title in your career in New Japan. I think it'll be an emotional moment for Narita. I hope it is, and I hope Shibata be the one introducing him the belt and put him over. Like, you've grown, you graduated. Now you graduated.
And to think that last year was the exhibition between Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata, and now he's wrestling his pupil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope, I wish nothing for the best for Narita. I'm excited. And yeah, like how you mentioned him going to Strong and taking, he could do that. He could literally
Yeah.
take this, take the TV title, go to Strong here in the States and back in Japan. Shit, he can even take it to Noah if he wants to. I mean, he can defend it out there. I mean, with the relationship that they have right now, I mean, they could do that. And I'm excited to see what Narita's career is going to be 2023. And I'm hoping that he's already putting bang over matches. I know we're going to see more. So I'm excited for Narita. This is going to be good. All right. On to the never open weight championship matchup. Tama Tonga versus Carl Anderson. Again, Bakley predicted this, that it was going to happen on Wrestle Kingdom. It wasn't going to be, of course, Tonga Loa. Not Tonga Loa. Jesus Christ. Hikuleo, excuse me. Yes. Him winning the belt. I was shocked too that they extended the partnership and allowing Carl Anderson to finish at Wrestle Kingdom. And I mean, for me, we already know. I'm going with Tama. You needed to give Tama something, and you said at the time when we predicted the Power Collision show that what are you gonna do after with Tama? You got to give him a belt somehow, and we either decided the U.S. or the never open, and I guess you predicted the never open one now. So
it's kind of full circle here with him losing the belt to Anderson after winning it the month before from Evil, and then he lost it to Anderson. Then he had a great showing in the G1, lost in a banger match to Jay White, and then kind of went off TV a little bit because they had like the tag league and whatnot. Came back, and then you're wondering like, okay. He comes back and now he's doing these 2-on-2 matches where he's partnering with where he's partnering with Okada, going up against Jay White and whatnot. And I'm like, he has to be going for that belt. Yeah, like he's not going for the world title, of course, but he has to be going for a belt if they position him in a certain way. And of course, Hikuleo loses. I thought that was a bad match. I think Anderson came in and for whatever reason just put on a bad match coming in there. I thought Hikuleo did as best as he could in that match. So I'm hoping Carl Anderson comes into this match a lot better. But I like how the partnership laid out this way to end at Wrestle Kingdom. I think we thought that it would to begin with, but the way they did it was kind of weird. And we thought, they're going to do the title here a couple weeks beforehand. Okay. Now they're doing it here again, but at Wrestle Kingdom. But these guys have good rapport. They put on good matches together. They have the same finisher, which it makes it even better. And I think Anderson hit him with the gun stun right after they had that confrontation. Made me think, okay, they make him look good there, so that when they get to the match, Tama Tonga is going to get put over because now he sees what Anderson doing it, and he's going to find a way to counter it and do his own to get the victory. You have Carl Anderson finish up with New Japan. He's with WWE now, and you start the Tama Tonga era for the Never Openweight Championship because we have no idea when Tonga Loa comes back. And I've loved this singles run by Tama Tonga. He's done a great job, and he's become a big star on the mid-card scene. The fans love him too.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I mean, Tama Tonga's gonna take this. He's gonna hopefully put that never open weight like how the Intercontinental was back in the days and make it really relevant. And that's what we're looking for because we really haven't seen the much relevancy of this title since Carl Anderson won it. I'll be honest, I think the one who really made it more relevant to see this belt was Shingo and Minoru for me, in my opinion. I think they've made it really like prestige. Like Minoru did defend it at every event when he was in the open weight title, even though it was the same with Shingo when he won it, when he had it, he defended it. and I'm hoping we get to see the same that Tama Tonga does for that belt.
Yeah.
They should make a new belt for that. I think they should make it better design, my opinion. I mean, I don't know if you like the same belt, but I think we should make it a little bit more better.
Yeah.
And just make it like your IC belt. I mean, I would make it more like an IC belt. I hope they do it. I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do with Tama Tonga. I'm still thinking.
Or you could turn it into the IC title. You know,
That is true. You could do that. You could turn it to the IC belt. I wouldn't even mind that they do that. Like I was saying, I feel that his brother turning heel on him. I still feel. I said that last year. I still feel that. I think after Tonga Loa gets better, he's gonna turn his back on his brother. You chose Equal over me. And he could do that, and we could start the feud there between them three, and then like, oh shit, they're fighting for this title. I mean, because you really want him separating away from the Bullet Club. I think that feud is over. I think more you should focus on, Tama Tonga to either be a lone wolf, defend the belt, defend it with class, or start a feud with. Maybe with LIJ, with Naito, or maybe with United Empire, get involved in that. I hope they do something. They need to do something with, the Guerrillas of Destiny. And it's either turn one of them heel or if they're a three-man group. It is
when they all come out, they come out to represent Guerrillas of Destiny. So, and now Hikuleo's dressing up as as a Guerrilla of Destiny instead of dressing up at what he used to. He's dressing up, and then he comes out with Jado now, which is cool.
Yeah, see, that's Jado. I forgot about Jado too. So that's what I'm just trying to see. I'm more looking forward to what they're going to do after, because because I want to see what direction they're going to go with him. And I'm happy at least he's in the title picture at least, and in the card overall. But I'm still curious of what are they going to do with Tama Tonga, because if you're really fading him out of the picture from the belt, I mean, you give him this belt, now make him highlight that belt. But question, who, with who, against who? That's going to be the question that I'm looking for. That we all question, but we'll see. All right, then we move on to this matchup that I'm excited for, because this is going to be a banger, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. And we have the IWGP World Tag Team Championships. Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, who's a two-time World Tag League winners back-to-back, shocked the world. Bakley and I and
didn't expect this one.
No, did not expect it. I thought it was going to be Aussie Open winning it because they made it to the finals. They were going to go ahead and challenge FTR because they've been calling them since the beginning with the World Tag League.
Well, just in the beginning when FTR retained, and then of course Aussie Open confronted them and was like, toast to you guys winning, but we're going to win the World Tag League and challenge you guys. And then they splashed of course the stuff in their face, and we're like, okay, this is going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom. Nope. What happened was Bishamon, and may I say the Bishamon theme is great. I like how they have a tag team theme video and song now, instead of just going Yoshihashi comes out and then he comes out. They come out to one theme now, which is great. It only took them 2.5 years to get that, but they finally got it. But damn, like they had a banger, like 6-star match with Aussie Open. Like these four put on a classic at the finals of the World Tag League, and the continued progression of Yoshihashi, it does mean every time. He just tops himself each time. Like he's a guy that started out, we were like, okay, he's just like a jobber, and now he's like a mainstay. And I think that New Japan wanted that New Japan flavor in this match, because of course FTR is coming into this match from the United States champion, so more than likely gonna drop the title like they're doing. They already dropped the Ring of Honor. Then last week they dropped the AAA tag titles, and this is gonna finish off them dropping all 3 titles. I think with the mindset of, okay, they're going on a losing streak, and now they're going to focus on and use that as a focus for AEW, where they finally win the AEW tag titles back. I think that's what they're doing. It's a great thing. A lot of people think they're going to leave, this and that. I don't think they're going to leave. I think it's just the creative way to put focus on them back in AEW, since they've been out of focus doing Ring of Honor, New Japan, and AAA. They've done a great job. This has been the year of FTR, and Bishamon has had a great year as well. And they've kind of come into their own as a tag team, instead of being Hashi and Goto, the two halves, and then Goto being the guy to lean on. They've kind of become 50-50, where Yoshihashi has picked up his slack and has become a lot of the focus of the team, because he's able to finish matches. He's able to Yoshihashi up, like Hulk up, and put on banger after banger of matches, singles wise. And I'm going with Bishamon in this match. I think they get this done, become a multiple time tag team, and I think it leads to something with Aussie Open, or we could see Aussie Open go to AEW. That's something we haven't thought about, because we've thought about why don't we see Aussie Open in this match. I think it was kind of too soon. They kind of brought them in right away, and to pick up the scraps of Jeff Cobb and of course Great O'Connell losing to then go to that. I don't think they wanted to do that. United Empire with the FTR back to back. I think they're going to save it for another time. And with how young Aussie Open is, it could be next year, and then they could be in this match. But I think it was the right move to have Bishop on. They threw a curveball at us, shocked us, but it was a good move.
It was. It was a good move. I mean, don't get me wrong. Seeing Aussie Open and Goto and Hashi, they put on a hell of a performance in the finals. Hell of a banger matchup. I mean, they had to play it safe this way, because you don't want to have two Gaijins for your tag team titles. Because technically, even though Aussie's part of New Japan, but they're Gaijins, though, because it's like you need someone from your actual main roster to win this. Yeah. And I think, honestly, it could have gone either way. I'm not mad about the, who will face FTR. It shocked me though, but I feel that this match, because you mentioned it, you said Yoshihashi and Goto, even in singles, has always been put a banger matches. Imagine this is gonna be. I'm gonna play it.
Banger after banger. After banger, after banger, after banger, after banger, after banger.
It's gonna be a banger of matchup. I'll tell you that right now. It's gonna be Choppa Mania. I'll tell you that, because you're gonna see chops from each other, from Hashi to Dex Hardwood, and Hardwood's gonna do the same thing. So I have a feeling this could be the sleeper match of the night. Something tells me that this could be the sleeper one. Because, man, the whole card itself we're not even there yet, but, man, I think this could be a sleeper. But, yes, I see Hashi and Goto being but this will be like the third, fourth time becoming tag team titles, right? Champions? This is the third, right? Yeah, I believe so. Third. Okay. Yeah. And how you mentioned having Aussie Open going after them. Or, you could have, I'm assuming they're going to have United Empire again. They're probably going to have Cobb and Great O'Con going after them again. Or maybe... See, here's the problem. It's just like we saw the World Tag Tournament, right? But there isn't enough factions for them to challenge. That's the concern that New Japan is having right now. They haven't really built up their tag team division.
I think that's why maybe I know we're losing Suzuki-gun, but this would be the perfect time to introduce Team Filthy into the mix more for this, because you got the West Coast Wrecking Crew with them, or you can do Lawler going into a tag team. They've got a crew of like 7-8 guys with 2 tag teams within it that they can use to do this. Instead of just keeping them on Strong, bring them over to Japan, get a nice new feel into that. They just added Bobby Fish into the group, which is a nice add-in. I think we might see that. I think they see the writing on the wall that they're losing a group. We need to bring a group in to add more to like the tag team scene, this and that. Like, I don't see anything else happening other than that because you need some tag teams. I feel like that's been a thing that's kind of lacking a little bit. I think that's why they brought FTR in to begin with. Like you have Bishamon, you got Ozzy Open, you have Cobb, and the new Rev Pro World Champion Great O'Khan. And they have him, and it's like, who else do you really have? Like, you do have Evil and Takashi. You do have Yujiro and Evil, but it's like maybe there's only like 4 or 5 tag teams, and you need more. Add more to it. Come on, add more. We need more matchups.
Yes. We need more matchups. We need better tag teams. Though you're becoming like WWE of the tag team division. When Vinny was running a Gato, so you better be careful, all right? You need to get.
At one point, before we move on, how do we have the never openweight tag titles and they're not even being defended on the show? With Evil.
That's right.
Yeah,
they haven't even put that. The never open 6 hasn't even put it up. You're right about that.
Like they were defended last year and the year before, but now they're not being defended. And I think that the importance of those titles have kind of gotten down since the House of Torture have won them. I think when Chaos had them, they were very important. They were winning it. Yoshihashi, Goto, and the Stone Pimple defended them 9-10 times and did it often. And now you're not getting that. I think that with more with another group added into New Japan like Team Filthy, it's another team to add to it. But then I also forgot a team that broke out into the World Tag League, which is TMDK, had a great showing.
Shane Hayes and Mickey Nichols. Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, though this goes to making the finals. They're going to have a say in this tag team division too. So don't be surprised if they get the first or second crack at the titles afterwards.
I just hope they make TMDK better, even without Jonah. Have Bad Dude Tito run it. I don't care. I will have Bad Dude Tito, even though he's not from New Zealand or Australia. I mean, I don't care. But I love Bad Dude Tito. I think Bad Dude Tito could really lead that team, that faction. I mean, because you have Shane Hayes, Mickey Nichols, you have Bad Dude Tito, you can still add. Well, they have one more guy, right? Or they have who else? Or it was only just 4 of them, right? It was only 4. It was
just the 4 of them because Duke Hudson's in NXT.
Oh, that's right, Duke Hudson's. Yeah, you're right.
He's in NXT, but it's a tag team that just focuses on tag team, which is perfect. They need that.
Oh man, yeah. I will wait and see. I'm hoping they do that and. They need to build that tag team division for sure. All right. And then we move on to the Fatal 4-Way for the IWP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Taji Ishimori defending the Junior Heavyweight Championship versus Hiromu Takahashi, El Desperado, and Master Wato. Now, this is going to be a banger as well. It's going to be good shit. I swear I'm going to be...
Son of a bitch.
My prediction comes to fruition because I chose Master Wato. I said Wato all day, every day. 2023 is going to happen. Wato needs to have this because this could have been Kushida, but he was out of the picture, and now you have Wato. So I chose Wato, and Wato needs to win it. I need Wato to become the junior heavyweight champion, but this is going to be another banger matchup because we have, since before all of this, you know how like the mixed tag match they had, even like, 6-mans or anything, they fucking hate each other. They fucking hate the shit out of each other. Oh my god, but it's so, I love it because especially this Rado, he's a pain in the ass, but I love it.
Yeah.
These guys are going to put a hell of a performance, but I want Waddle's my pick. I think Waddle's been underrated. He's going to win it. I think he's going to pin I hope he pinned. He already pinned Desperado,
And
Hiromu,
Ishimori.
and Ishimori. He needs to win it, and I think he should pin Ishimori, and he should become the new junior heavyweight champion. I think the crowd will go crazy because remember the crowd is now allowed to be cheered. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, first point off, I think Ishimori has teased that he's going to move to heavyweight now, just like his buddy El Phantasmo, because he made the point that he wants to have the junior heavyweight championship going to the, of course, the G1 Climax and win it, kind of like what El Phantasmo said. And so I have a feeling that he's not going to retain it, but then he moves up to heavyweight, which is going to be cool to see him have these matches with some of these heavyweights because El Phantasmo did a great job with the move up in the G1 Climax, and then that feud with Shingo Takagi that just had us all laughing for 3 months straight. Yeah, but I think they plan this match out for a reason. Originally, it was supposed to be Ishimori Kushida to have his moment back by beating Ishimori at both Declaration of Power and then Wrestle Kingdom. But then he had that ears, nose, and mouth disease that he had or whatnot, and then it got worse. And then he kind of they had to replace him, so they did it with Master Wato. He gets the victory there, and I think the reason for adding Hiromu and Desperado is to make Master Wato look good. Because if you have 3 former champions that are all decorated in Hiromu, Desperado, and Ishimori, and he gets the victory, it makes him look so much better as a star. You create somebody there because he's able, not only would he beat one person, but he beat 3 people because it's a fatal 4-way. So it's their way of masking everything and make him look great. He gets the victory here. They see what they can do with him as a champion because they need to build somebody else because not only is Ishimori moving up, but Hiromu, I think, is moving up as well. So you need to replenish this junior heavyweight division. So you need to build Master Wato, who had a quiet, good 2022 and beating Desperado, winning the junior tag titles, Team 6ix9ine, and then putting on a good showing the rest of the year and creating more of a buzz around him than he did in 2021. So I'm going with you with Master Wato. Originally, I was against it, but now looking at everything, I'm with you with Master Wato winning it.
Yes, we need Master Wato. I think it's going to be his year, and I think he could be the one who could carry that junior heavyweight division.
Yeah.
I'm with you seeing Ishimori out of the picture. I think he's been a junior heavyweight for quite some time already. He's been there for I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing either Hiromu and Desperado move up. I think all 3 of them deserves to move up, and maybe they could be title contenders against Tamatonga for the never open weight. Or
and you still have Robbie Eagles there in the junior division, where I feel like he should have been used more in 2022. He had a great 2021, and he was a double champion, and then all of a sudden he wasn't here for like 6 months, which is crazy in my opinion, with how talented of a wrestler Eagles is. But he's still there to challenge Master Wato and Desperado and Joey Lee, so there's still people there to use.
Oh, that definitely. There's a lot of people that they could use, or bring, or give them some time.
I've got TJP and Akira still there. You can use Akira whenever you drop the tag titles off of them.
Yeah, even them, they could even go separate ways and go for the go for the junior heavyweight, or even go against each other. I mean, for me, it works out either way. It just I feel that if you want to see fresh faces, different division, I think you should just move these 3 individuals, Ishimori, Hiromu, and Desperado up, have them going up for the never open weight. Man, I mean, there's so many, and I'm just excited to see what's going to happen and how they're going to do it. So, All right, and then we're almost there to the finish line, and now we're moving on to the IWGP Women's Championship matchup. Of course, we have Tam Nakano versus Kairi. She's not Kairi Sane, just Kairi, because Kairi Sane against WWE, of course. But we've been seeing the build-up. I mean, we've been hearing rumors. Sasha Banks, of course. I mean, could be Mercedes Monet Banks or Mercedes something.
Whatever combination they want to use.
Whatever combination you want to use. But I like Tam. I really thought it was going to be jeez, can't believe I'm forgetting her name. I don't know. They fought in the finals for the title when it was Kyrie versus who was it? Jesus, I can't believe her name.
Was it Siori?
I think Siori or Sumi, or I believe so. But other than that, I mean, then Tam Nakano coming out challenging Kairi. Something tells me we're going to see Kairi retain. And I think this is where we're going to see Mercedes Moné make her debut, challenging Kairi for the title the next day at New Year's Dash. I think we might see that happening. This is going to be it's going to be awesome, man. I think this match is going to be great too, by the way. Yeah. And I'm happy that the women are getting now recognized in New Japan. I'm not talking about Stardom. Of course, they're recognized in Stardom, but this is New Japan. They never, ever had women matches until they started to do that recently since Bushido Board purchased Stardom. And now they started to introduce them more into the New Japan world, to the audience, and to the Wrestle Kingdom. So I got Kairi retaining, and I see Banks calling her out after that. What do you think, Bakley?
No, I'm with you with everything on that. I think Kairi wins. It's kind of cool that Tam Nakano is challenging her since her tag partner is the one that Kairi beat to win the title.
That's right.
And that's the nice, cool storyline within this match. And then, of course, we know that Mercedes is going to pop up and be like, "Congratulations, I'm going to be one of your next challengers," because we know she has a 6 fight deal on a contract where I think it's like 4 New Japan and then 2 Stardom or something like that, something along those lines. So I think that could happen there and make it even more. I like the fact that they're building up the women's side for it's more so for Strong, because like, of course, New Japan, they're just throwing these matches in that it used to be that they were like a pre-match or like a dark match on Wrestle Kingdom, but now it's actually on the card. But they want to break the show in the United States. They want to put more eyes on worldwide. And the way to do that is to have women, and they can have one match on Wrestle Kingdom and then have this belt defended every New Japan Strong event around the United States. And it gets people tuned in because it's not just men, but it's women. And you can gain female viewers as well as the men, because it's an ever-grown brand since creating Strong. And I think this is a great thing to do, having a women's championship, and I think it's going to benefit New Japan worldwide in the long run.
Agreed. I think it will definitely it'll open a lot of doors, and I'm hoping that we get to see a lot more women introduced into the New Japan world, and I'm looking forward to what's if Banks, what's she gonna do and and I'm just like, okay, that's why I might be live, might be going live, watch along, busting all nighter, a cup of coffee and watching, and to see, and once I hear maybe I wonder what theme song, I wonder what she's gonna do. That's where. Oh man, she's gonna come out with a Snoop Dogg watch. I guarantee she's gonna come out with a Snoop Dogg theme song.
Why else? Why anything else? Come on,
right? Exactly. So I'm excited, looking forward. All right, then we jump into one of the co-main events. Of course, this is gonna be a co-main event, and that is for the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship. Will Ospreay defending the US Championship versus, by God, Kenny Omega, that's right. So, man, Matt Callis ain't here because, he'll be here. I already know he'll choose Omega right away. But me, I got a feeling that Will Ospreay is going to defeat Kenny Omega. I'm calling it right now. I know everybody's going to be like, wait a minute, you're choosing Will Ospreay over Kenny Omega?
What?
Yes, I am.
Stop with that!
Well, I mean, okay. I get it. You need Kenny to build that relationship again, right? But I just Kenny's too busy right now with the trios division, and they need to focus more on that. You were out of the picture, and now you're brought back into the picture because the whole scrum situation. Now start building that trios division AEW with the House of Black after the Death Triangle. Start going from there. You don't need to win the IWGP US belt. There's no need for what you. Will Ospreay needs to be the one to win. He's the one that you need to put over. Because you mentioned on your prior conversations, I left it for him. I let you to fill in the shoes and you couldn't fill them. And I love that story. And it's a great story how it's told, You have a Gaijin brother who's telling another Gaijin, I left you to be the face of New Japan as a Gaijin, and you couldn't do it because, you couldn't fill those shoes. Now I have to come back and whoop your ass and get the US belt away from you. But this is where I think the table should turn. This is where Ospreay should beat Kenny Omega clean, and he could be the one saying, I can fill your shoes. I mean, that's just me, man. But I mean,
I think this is an easy choice for me. I'm going with Will Ospreay here. There's a lot of storylines broken off of this that's why I'm picking him. Of course, Kenny Omega's with AEW. I think he's doing New Japan a solid here because he loves Japan. He loves the company. He just wanted to branch off, get bigger, to go into the States because he wanted to get his recognition. And he had already done everything in the company that he could up until that point. And he's always had a good relationship with New Japan. I think it's keeping that relationship strong between the two companies. But there was one moment that I saw in the G1 Climax that made me go, two moments. The first moment is I saw this match coming when Will Ospreay did the one-wing angel to Nick Wayne in GCW to kind of kickstart this. You know what was going to happen sooner or later with the back and forth. Then, of course, I knew this match had a purpose, and it was going to be a bridge to something. This match is a bridge for Will Ospreay. When you see the G1 Climax, we've never seen these two guys in the same ring together, except for in that prelim 3-on-3 match, Ospreay and Jay White, where remember the belt was getting held to, I think, the ref, and where Ospreay grabbed it as Jay White was holding it, and they had that little back and forth. We've never seen them in the ring together except for that point. They've kind of held Ospreay and Jay White away from each other for the last 5 years. Like, I think they wrestled each other when Ospreay was in the junior division when he was skinny, but now he's big. Now he is a main event talent. I think that's something that they're bridging to. That could be the Wrestle Kingdom main event next year, Jay White and Will Ospreay for the title, where you put Will Ospreay over Jay White, because he's been bigger than life the last year. He winning the title on Rev Pro, going to AEW as well, doing GCW while still doing New Japan. And I think this is just like just like you said, you got Kenny Omega questioning Will Ospreay, and what better way to solve this than to have Ospreay and him have a banger of a match. Ospreay beat him, Kenny Omega sticking his hand out at the end as like you've earned my respect. You've earned the opportunity to be my successor as the next big gaijin in New Japan, and then that's kind of like the bridge to Ospreay going after Jay White, because he's been the champion, but he has been the guy. And I think this is going to be the movement to where Ospreay being the guy, because he wants to be in New Japan for the rest of his career. Like, he's had opportunities to where he wanted to go to WWE, they didn't want to sign him, and now that WWE has kind of come knocking, he's like, you didn't want me then, that now I don't want to go to you now. Like, now I'm a bigger name, and now you want to come to me? And no way. I'm sticking with New Japan. And I think it's just all these little small details in set up this match that are just great. And I think it's all the focus to build up Will Ospreay as a superstar. He's still a superstar, but this is going to be like the number one guy. And I can't wait until the moment after this when we build up towards him and Jay White.
Oh man. Everything could be coming to fruition. Everything we just said. I mean, Jesus. I just want to read what Brian said. It's his quick opinion. He goes through the only problem I had to deal with this triangle and the Elite. I wish they would have traded wins leading up to match 7. I think we all would have wanted that, but they want to make it like NBA type of finals. In my opinion, that isn't making the triangle looking like chokers who can't close a deal. And Amiga, yes, that's gonna be yes, it will be.
I think there's a little bit more towards it. I think maybe they split up that triangle because they've kind of of course, the Lucha Brothers have been good guys, or they've been both, but they're good guys. And then you got Pac, who's been the bad guy. He's been kind of getting them to use the hammer when they didn't want to. And I think at the end of the day, when they lose, they're going to blame it on Pac introducing the weapons, because that's been what has making the weapons legal that have been making them lose. And I think at the end of the day, maybe they split up.
Yeah.
And you can actually get the Lucha Brothers focus on the tag titles, so then Pac will focus on the singers run again.
Oh, man. Ooh, I think so too, man. I think so. But, man, this co-main event, you're right, everything man. I'm gonna when we get to the main event, it's where I feel let's just get into it. I want to get into the main event already. The main event, ladies and gentlemen, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Jay White defending against Kazuchika Okada. And please, let this be over for Okada. No more. Can we have the first Gaijin to main event, first of all? Okay. Second, have this Gaijin to defend and retain. I love you, Okada, but
second Gaijin the main event.
Oh, who's the first one? I forgot.
Kenny.
Oh, that's right, Kenny. You're right.
We want him to be the first to win.
We want to, there you go. The first to win. That is right. But Jay White, this man. I've been supporting you. I've been going to all those shows. I love you, Okada, but go be a father. You as much as Kingdom has been your baby, because you main evented almost every year. And even though you want a G-Con almost every other year, but please, Okada, man, go be a father, take some time off, let Jay White run the show, because this is where Bakley mentioned we want to see Ospreay and Okada run into cross paths, title versus title possibly, or anything could happen between United Empire and the club, because it's about time we see those two guys come in a feud and have them blast off 2023, which be good shit. Possibly may head into Dominion, besides New Year's Dash the following day, but we could see something different than the Dominion. Anything could happen. But this match is going to deliver story-wise. It's there because Jay White has always had the number on Okada, but Jay White can never go over Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. So this is something that it's for benefits for both of these guys, why they need to win. And I'm choosing Jay White. I love you, Okada, but I need Jay White to win this one and be the first ever Gaijin to win in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom and retain the IWGP World Heavyweight title. That's what we need.
That's why I'm not as invested in this main event as I should, because we've seen it 5 times already. Of course, Jay White is 4-1 a record against Okada in New Japan. The only loss was, of course, at the Super Show in MSG. That's the only loss that he's had. And they've had this storied career, but we didn't need this year. We didn't need it. New Japan has always felt that they got to go back to the well with Okada because he's a big name. It's like you're never going to build if he's always in the match. And part of me feels like maybe it's because they don't want Gaijin versus Gaijin in the main event, which I hope winds up happening next year. But it's like you gotta break off of it at some point, because the more these guys wrestle, the less important it gets, because we've already seen it. They wrestled each other at Dominion for 35 minutes. It was a great match, and I'm like, that's great, but there's other guys that could have been in this match. Tama Tonga versus Jay White could have happened. They had a built-in storyline, and it would have been great. Ospreay could have been in the match. He had like I said, they had the interaction. There's a lot of other names that could have been there, and he could have kind of just like Brian said, Okada has nothing left to prove. And I hope that Jay White wins. That's my pick here, because he's 29. He's the face. He's done everything before the age of 30, but win the G1 and the New Japan Cup. And I'm picking him to win. I hope he wins, because there's no need to have Okada to take the title back after winning it last Wrestle Kingdom. He dropped it at Dominion,
right,
just to win it back again at Wrestle Kingdom, just like he's done the last couple of years. Like, it makes no sense. The only way that it would work for Okada to win the title now is if he dropped it to Ospreay at Dominion. You have Jay White win the G1 Climax for the first time, and it sets up Ospreay versus Jay White at Wrestle Kingdom next year, where Jay White is the one with the briefcase. That's the only way it would work out to me, is if they did that, to have Okada win this one. That's the only way it would work in my eyes. But I hope it's still Jay White. You have Jay White win. You have Ospreay win the G1 Climax finally, and then you set up him versus Jay White for the title. Gaijin versus Gaijin, and then you put Ospreay over. It's a lot of foreshadowing into the future, but you got to have your two top stars up there, and Okada's the star, but he's going to be working on his way down. You got Ospreay and White, who are young still, who are hungry, who are bigger than life in not just New Japan, but in the United States, around the world. You got to have them in the marquee matchup.
Everything what you just said. Oh, now
that was Uzi.
That was very Uzi. It was, but man, just don't.
Why don't you play games with me?
Don't play games with me, Bakley.
No,
that's just gonna. Everything what you just said makes a lot of sense. It fucking does. Like, Jay White being the first guy, second guy, right? Could be the second guy to win the G1, when first for his career, right?
yeah.
Because he already been a Grand Slam champion.
Yes.
He just needs maybe the G1 as his, for his trophy wins, and be the first ever guy Grand Slam and a G1. Oh, and then heading into next year Wrestle Kingdom, and him winning and basically facing Will Ospreay, two Gaijins main eventing. Oh, it's exciting. Oh man, this is exciting. Oh, I hope all that comes to true.
Yeah.
If Okada wins, this is where, what is next? If that's the case, then what you mentioned. If Okada wins, then you're really gonna give it to Will Ospreay heading to Dominion. Maybe that could be the case. But then that's where you see that they cross paths. Jay White, he still has a rematch. He could regain it, or unless he uses it at New Year's Dash the following day. But New Year's Dash, nobody knows who they're facing, because it's no card announced.
Yeah.
It's either per theme song, that whatever theme song comes out, you have to come out of the ring, and your opponent will come out with a theme song. So I'm excited for that too. But man, if Okada wins, Bakley, do you see that happening when you Well, there's going to be Will Ospreay then pretty much.
That's what I want. That's what I want to happen. What I think is going to happen, I have no idea because there's so many possibilities. But it's like you look at some of the guys that are usually there. Naito, I feel like Naito's on his way down. Tanahashi on his way down already, and when like Shingo, I don't know what they're doing with Shingo. That means he should be up there. So I would think that maybe Shingo would still be in the world title picture. So like I could see guys like Shingo, Will Ospreay, Jay White, all there. And then maybe you introduce somebody else into the world title picture, that we're not thinking of. But it's like at the end of the day, you got Ospreay, Jay White, and Okada there. And you gotta work it. So after this, you got to find a way to drop the title off of Ospreay, U.S. title off of Ospreay, which I don't think has to be now.
No.
And then put him into a title match with Okada, or have him win the G1. There's so many different scenarios that you can do that, but where did Japan do it is the question.
Yeah, that's the question that we have with Gato is like, what do he has plans for this year's booking? Like I feel maybe I don't know, man. I just hope it goes. It's hard because I hope it could go. Jay White still make him winning. This is what I'm afraid of, and that's something I don't mind it, but it's just that I will be shocked if Okada wins and Omega comes out and challenging Okada, and then you're gonna have their at Dominion, and now you're gonna have them main eventing at Dominion. Yeah. Not New Year's Dash. I don't think it's gonna happen at Dash because he still has to come back to the States. Omega, he got to go through, still. But I see maybe Omega.
He has match 7 next Wednesday. So
yeah. So as I'm saying that this could be that. Hey, we're gonna see Omega maybe challenging Okada, and then you're gonna have their matchup where they left off. Where Okada defeated, Kenny Omega defeated Okada at Dominion to become the IWGP World Champion.
Watch. We're going to get the JAS to come out and Jericho's going to challenge.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. If JAS comes out.
What the fuck?
No.
The Painmaker.
Oh, my God. We might see the Painmaker, who I really wanted. Oh, man, I just look, or I don't want to say his name, but this could be the case too, since you can't use him in AEW. He could be on the screen and challenging the winner of this matchup. Could be Mr. Clobbering Time. I think you could bring him to New Japan, maybe, because you can't use him in AEW. You could use him in New Japan. He's still contracted in AEW. You might as well just have Tony Khan send him to New Japan, work with, the Tanahashis and, the Okadas and the Jay Whites, the Will Ospreays. And you can use CM Punk to go over there, too. If you can't use him right now in the States, take advantage and take him to Japan. I'm just saying.
I agree with you.
Might as well, Of course, they're the following day, ladies and gentlemen, and just to let you guys know, it is for free. Yes, you see it right there. It is free. It is free. Let me just see. There you go. It's free English. See, there you go. Starts at January 5th, 1:30 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Eastern time, and of course 9:30 for the European side.
I'll be up at 4:30.
He'll be up at 4:30 watching it. Well, man, I am stoked for New Year's Dash. Just the following next day, we have that for Wrestle Kingdom, and then man, what a good 2-night. Even though people thought it was going to be a 2-night event, I'm glad they got rid of it. Now we're seeing New Year's Dash finally back.
Well, technically, they're going to do a second day, like towards the end of January. We don't know what they're going to do yet with it, but there technically will be a second day, but it's not going to be like this. It's going to be like this. There hasn't been any details on it yet.
Okay, I'm looking forward to see what are the details, man. But are you excited for New Year's Dash? Or are you looking forward to see Sasha Banks possibly maybe competing here? What is he excited for the next?
I've always liked the New Year's Dash, like how they ran it. Like it was like the day after they'd have special matches there to like get people hyped up for the new year of New Japan, because like it's the reset. It's like the day after, so some shocking things would always happen, of course. So, but to add in the stipulation that no one's gonna know what the matches are until they come out, that just adds so much intrigue. That's like, okay, I'm watching it now. What's gonna happen? Because I don't know, because they don't tell you. That makes it even better. So you're like, it gets you a little bit hyped to see who faces who on top of who you think's gonna win. Because you can't make any predictions until you see it.
Exactly. You're right about that. I'm excited. I'm looking forward. Ah, man, such good shit this wrestling, guys. Starting off the 2023 was a New Japan of Wrestle Kingdom. But yes, I want to go ahead and thank everybody today for tuning in here for this fantastic predictions for a New Japan show here. We're back, and we might change the schedule because we have to work with Bakley's schedule so we can have him here. We miss Bakley. We miss you, man. We need him back. We need Bakley back too, here. So there you go. He misses himself. That's right, and he misses all Stanford he misses them all. That's right. All those Stanford Stooges. But please do not forget, of course, Bakley. Let the people know where can they find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Cage IQ. I'm on YouTube at Cage My IQ. I'm on Instagram as well and Twitch. Taking a little hiatus because, of course, got busy at a new job, and then the UFC went on its month-long hiatus until January 18th. So I've used that hiatus to just like rejuvenate myself, relax a little bit, and get ready and enjoy all these great Wrestle Kingdom matches. So I should be back in a couple weeks on my normal schedule. So stay tuned on Twitter. Everything posted to keep you guys up to date.
That is right. So you heard him. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I might go live Wednesday night, going to do a watch along for New Japan Wrestle Kingdom, depending how my body will take it, because I have to be up at 10, from 10:30 at night, probably till 4 a.m. I don't know yet, but just keep following us on social media. You'll find us and let us know. I will let you guys know, and hopefully, maybe we'll be back next Saturday to give our recap of these two nights for New Year's Dash and Kingdom. Next Saturday, at least hopefully Bakley's available so we can do it on Saturday, and have you guys and talk about it and see what anything happening else in the world of New Japan or Noah or All Japan anywhere. So or Stardom too. So there you have it. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to Cage My IQ, follow Bakley Cage My IQ, follow us Circle Debate, follow the Wrestling Delorean, of course, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let of course Bakley say it because. Of course, the DeLorean, Cage My IQ, and the COD, they don't just do podcasting. No. What the hell do we do, Bakley? What do we do?
We make history.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, and good night.